Rise and grind, gamers. My name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 18 of our Terraria Infernum rogue-only playthrough. And gamers, as you guys can see, we are starting this episode off pretty damn fast. We are immediately jumping straight into it. I am in the dungeon, because if you didn't watch the last episode, go ahead and go watch. But what we did is we fought and beat Plantera, which means now we have access to Ectoplasm from the dungeon. So I'm going to run around and get myself a whole hell of a lot of it, because it goes into making some really useful stuff. Kind of now, and also especially in the later game. It's a crafting material for a lot of cool stuff. And you know what? I didn't even think about this until literally right now, but I have a ton of these biome keys already, so we might as well grab a few of them and open up some of the biome chests too. Anyway, like I was saying, Ectoplasm is going to be super useful for us later on, and for one particular thing that I want to craft in this episode, so I figured we can go in our dungeon right now and just grab a whole hell of a lot of it. And you know what? Seeing as I guess this is going to be the intro of the video, and like we're not going to do a regular intro, I suppose that I can just kind of tell you now what our episode to-do list is going to be. So obviously you guys can see here, the first thing I want to do in this episode is just to explore the dungeon, and also I guess fight this paladin, which I'm kind of getting destroyed by. This guy's scaring me low-key. The second thing is I want to craft a particular... Okay, well, the paladin killed me. Unlucky. The second thing on our episode to-do list is I want to craft myself the Asgards Valor. If you've played Calamity before, you probably know what this is. It's a really good shield, and basically just an upgrade to our ornate shield here. And to make it, you need these cores of Calamity, which are like individual crafting recipes from all these regular cores. And to make the actual cores, you do need Ectoplasm. So we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a whole bunch of Ectoplasm. And then after that, we actually have a mini-boss to beat. It has been a while since we've done a mini-boss, but we have the Great Sand Shark, and all we got to do is kill 10 Sand Sharks after beating Plantera. I assume in the desert biome, and then like the Great Sand Shark spawns in, which he sounds cool. I don't even remember if I've ever seen this guy as a boss, so like he should be cool. He actually does drop an item that will let us craft a new cool rogue weapon, so we'll probably do that too. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, at the end of all of that, we'll have time to fight our next actual boss in progression, which is the Leviathan. I am really excited for that fight, because Leviathan is just such a goddamn cool boss. And let's just say, has a very similar drop to our Silent Rose Stone over here, which can be made into something very swag and sugoi that I'm definitely going to want to put on. But, you know, I mean, I've actually already mentioned it, I think, when I was talking about the Rose Stone of, like, the Brimstone Elemental. But the Leviathan has a drop that goes into making the, what do they actually call it? They call it something different now. It's like the Heart of the Waifus, the Elemental Heart or something, whatever they changed the name to, because apparently they can't call it waifus anymore for some stupid reason. But it goes into making that, so I'm very excited to actually get that as a weapon. God damn, dude, the dungeon is dangerous. Oh my god. But anyway, I'm probably gonna do like a jump cut or fast forward or something. We're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves just a whole ton of Ectoplasm, and I'll meet you guys back here. Actually, instead, while I'm farming this Ectoplasm, why don't we go around and open up all of these biome chests? Because I'm not sure if there is any like cool Calamity stuff or anything different in them than vanilla Terraria, but you know what? You never know, there might be. It looks like no so far. Yeah, no, I think all the chests are gonna be just the normal Terraria loot. Oh! Hello. Whoa! Holy shit, I didn't know this was a part of the dungeon. Oh my god. So this is like, I think the Ceaseless Void, I think. Yeah, all the way down here after Moonlord and like the Profane Guardians and stuff. Here's the Ceaseless Void, and like, holy shit, this is so cool. I didn't know that Calamity, or I mean, who knows, maybe Infernum did this, like added this actual boss arena for him. Holy shit, this is so cool. All right, we got another paladin here that hopefully I can actually take down this time and not die. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, you know what? It didn't drop anything, but it is what it is. And we got our final biome chest over here, which, yeah, yet again, has nothing, but that's totally fine. Let's not beat around the bush. No more fanfare bullshit. Let's go ahead and craft ourselves the Asgards Valor and get straight into the Great Land Shark, because I am really excited to see what that thing's all about. So I think the only three things I need are, we need to put the Ectoplasm and stuff in there. We need to make the essences. Sorry, I was wrong. They're actually called cores. We need to make the 3 cores. Well, apparently I just looked at the recipe again. You only actually need literally 1 core of Calamity, so I don't know, whatever, I made 20. Then the next thing we have to do is we have to dump our ornate shield in here, and I think the only other thing we need then is to make ourselves the Aug shield, which it looks like we don't have anything to make it. However, we actually do have every like individual ingredient to make the Aug shield, so let's go ahead and do that. Hell yeah, and there is the Ankh Charm, and now we can make ourselves the Ankh Shield, just like so, and now we can craft ourselves the Asgards Valor. Bam, there we go. This is a very good shield. Allows the ability to ram enemies. This dash can slam through enemies without taking damage, so it's an invincible dash. Grants immunity to knockback and fire blocks, immunity to most debuffs, including most forms of frost and flame. Really good. Basically, it's just the Shield of Cthulhu mixed with the Ankh Shield. mixed with like another invincible like ram dash, which is really good. Are you kidding me, bro? Another goddamn solar eclipse. Oh no, please do not kill this guy. Let me go ahead and cancel the event. We have had our fill with solar eclipses from the last episode. We did like 3 of them in the last episode. I'm done. We're done with solar eclipses for a while. But what we're not done with is the sandstorm, because we need it to be a sandstorm in order for like the sand sharks to spawn, and we need to kill 10 of the sand sharks in order for us to summon the like great sand shark guy. And also, I was about to say this gives us a perfect chance to farm out some of these sand elementals who also have their very own waifu drop. They actually have 2 waifu drops that we need to eventually combine into the super heart of the waifus, whatever it's called, I forget. So there we go. It looks like, unfortunately, that one didn't drop anything, but you know what? We still got a sand fragment, which is cool. Okay, so I was thinking this might be a brilliant idea, but I got myself a Zerg potion. I guess let's drink it and see. I forget how rare the sand sharks are. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's one right there. I think we killed it. I can't really tell. Oh, hey, yo, we got it. We got the element in a bottle. Hell yeah. And there's another sand shark. Oh, there's actually 2. I think this is the final 2 we need. And then I think the great sand shark will spawn in. I'm not really sure. Oh, shit. Hey, there we go. We actually got the rare. Okay, I want to say rare waifu in a bottle because that's what it is. That's what it's called. We got the rare element in a bottle. Boring ass name. Okay, you know what? We have definitely killed more than 10 of these sand sharks, though. Why isn't this thing spawning in? It just says kill 10 sand sharks after defeating Plantera. I mean, we've done both of those. Is maybe like the Zerg potion messing it up? Somehow I can disable the Zerg potion. We can try and get a few more kills. So this is very interesting. The Sandstorm's core is like how you're supposed to spawn the great sand shark, right? That's like it says to use the Sandstorm's core. However, the crafting material for it uses a solar fragment, which I think it must be an Infernum change, because in vanilla Calamity, the only crafting material is Cores of Sunlight and Forbidden Fragments. However, like in my boss checklist here, it still says the Great Sand Shark is after Plantera as a mini-boss. Did maybe Infernum Mode change the Great Sand Shark to be later in progression? Or like, and before you ask, I know it says it's sold by the operator at the very bottom there, but if we go over to the operator, it is very much not sold by the operator. Ah, there we go. Yup, it's only accessible after beating the lunatic cultist, and then it summons Taurus, the Great Sand Shark, which is no longer spawns outside of the subworld during this fight. That's very interesting. It also says here that it's the only new boss added by the Infernum mod, which, I mean, like, kind of, but, like, it's just, like, it's the Great Sand Shark from Calamity. Like, you guys can see, it is just the Great Sand Shark, so I'm not sure why it's calling it, like, a new boss. I guess because, like, they're making it an actual boss in Infernum instead of just, like, a mini-boss like it is in regular Calamity. But you know what? I guess that's still cool, so I guess we just gotta keep in mind that after we beat the Lunatic Cultist, we can do the Great Sand Shark guy. I already forgot what they said his name was, but, like, I'm looking forward to that. That's probably gonna be a cool fight. You know what? While we're already sidetracked, why don't we go ahead and come up to our cloud biome? Let's go to our floating island and go ahead and fight some of these cloud elementals so we can get, you guessed it, yet another drop in the waifu item. I forgot what it's called. The Heart of the Waifus. Damn, dude, I gotta say, though, so far, this one is a really cool fight. Oh my god, this one might actually take me out. This guy's powerful. I should say this girl is powerful, but there we go. We got the Intrepid Eye of the Storm. This is what we wanted. I've also been meaning to do this for a long-ass time. Let's also just might as well do the Torch God event. Oh my god, these only do 1 damage to me, but I can just tank this. Okay, wow. Actually, you know what? I cannot tank it. They do... Why does that do so much damage? Oh my god. Hell yeah, there we go. All right, gamers, we have dilly-dallied for far too long in this episode. Let's go ahead and see if we can spawn in the Leviathan and get this beautiful queen beaten so she can join my party. Do I feel like Ash Ketchum saying that shit? I'm about to catch me a Meowscarada. I'm about to catch me a Lopunny, Batman. Batman, I caught a Lopunny. Alright, so I grabbed myself a Zerg potion because I think that might make her spawn in faster. I don't know, because we gotta wait for her to spawn in, basically, before we can start the fight. And also, I forgot to mention this earlier in the episode, but I also made myself some old-fashioned, and you can make these. Oh, yeah, also, oh, hold on, there she is. So, perfect, we didn't even need the Zerg potion. I made myself some old-fashioned, which, if you guys don't know, you can make them either with ale or with, like, the blood orbs, but you make them with ectoplasm, and they do something really interesting. It multiplies all accessory and set bonus damage by 1.5 times, but decreases all damage by 25%. And I'm thinking that might be really, really good because we have a few accessories that do increase our damage. Specifically, the Silent Vampiric Talisman here, this increases our damage by 12%. So I'm thinking maybe this would be worth it to have on, but we can also check our stat sheet here to see how much damage we're actually going to be like losing and or gaining. So first off, down here we have 222% rogue damage, which means our Crush Stock Crasher, for instance, is doing 363 damage. So if we throw this just like out of our inventory over here, oh, okay, so no, we actually do go up to 247% damage. So yeah, you know what, it looks like that this is simply not really good for us to have on right now, but you know what, it's cool that we tested it. So like if we get more accessories in the future that like increase our damage, it might be good to put this on because we might end up getting more damage out of it. But for now, because like all we have really is a silent vampiric talisman, I don't really want to go back all the way to my base to like put this in my inventory, because then, you know, this thing is going to despawn. So I guess for now we'll just like, we'll put it in the house over here and see what happens. So also I didn't, oh god, you spawned in, oh my god, okay, shit, I did not make an arena for this fight yet. Because I feel like we probably don't need one. Like in vanilla Calamity, what I do for this fight is I kind of just fly up and down a whole bunch, and usually that kind of works for this fight. I'm wondering if it'll be the same thing here, but here we go, dude. We're already starting the fight. So far, this is cool. I like how it's kind of just her on her own. Like, I forgot what her name is. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. Yeah, it's just like Anahita or whatever her name is on her own. And then like, I guess like, later on in the fight, the Leviathan will come in, and the Leviathan's like a big fucking guy. So this is sick though so far. I'm not really understanding super well how to avoid some of these attacks, but I'm sure that will just come in time. I don't know if I actually do need to make like an arena or something for this fight. I hope I don't, because that kind of just sounds boring. Like, I don't really want to do that. Interestingly, actually, it seems like this might be a not good weapon to use against this boss. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this might be one of those curious cases where I can use something like the Spear of Destiny, who has like basically instant travel time and just goes completely straight. Yeah, this might be a really good weapon for this, actually. Oh shit, the music changed. We're gonna get a phase transition? Yeah, dude, watch this shit. Leviathan's gonna pop out of the water, bro. Oh, that is so dope. Oh, holy shit, dude, that is so cool. And it looks like Anahita or whatever her name is. Again, I completely just do not... Wow, that guy did damage, but it looks like she disappeared. So I wonder if maybe the first phase is Anahita, the second phase is the Leviathan, and then like maybe once I get the Leviathan down lower, Anahita's gonna come back and fight with the Leviathan. Dude, that is sick. I really don't know what weapon I should be using though. Like the Spear of Destiny was fine, but it's just like it wasn't really consistent damage. You know what? I can try out the Defective Sphere. All right, we got another one. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'll probably try and use the Defective Sphere. If that doesn't work, we could always just go back to our good old reliable, like, Prismaline, right? Like, the only thing is that's definitely not going to be that much damage. So, like, I want a more recent weapon that I don't have to, like, worry about not doing, like, any damage for. Yeah, like, dude, these weapons are doing, like, 100 damage, 30 damage. Like, they are not doing anything. That was a good shot, finally, but only, like, 900 damage. For reference, this weapon does, like, 2,000 damage per hit if I actually, like, hit everything with my stealth strikes. Yeah, that was 3,000 damage. Like, but the problem is this weapon is so inconsistent in this fight because it doesn't, like, the homing on it is really good, but, like, not great. You know what? It's still not great damage, but it seems like the Defective Sphere does work decently well. And I'm thinking for the phase 2, for the actual Leviathan, the Sam-Sahara Slicer will probably work really well because he's a giant boss with a big hitbox. Or actually, like, high-key, maybe not, because this weapon is, like, really slow, so it can't really hit him very well. Dude, I don't know what weapon to use against this boss. You know what, maybe this boss I can use the Crush Stock Crasher with. Okay, well, it was kind of too late to decide that, but maybe, yeah, maybe for that one I can use the Crush Stock Crasher. Damn, dude. Okay, you know what? That was a pretty good attempt. I really genuinely have no idea what weapon is good to use against this boss. I feel like the Spear of Destiny is probably my best bet, but, like, it just really does not do that much damage. I'm gonna be honest, like, it's kind of really slow. I think what we're doing was working, of just, like, literally flying up and down the whole time. However, it might be a good idea for us to set up just a few platforms so I can actually, like, make use of all this height up here. So maybe, like, have, like, 2 or 3 platforms, like, super high in the air, just so, like, I don't need to be flying the whole time. I can actually dodge a little bit if I need to. Other than that, I think, honestly, we just kind of throw some attempts at it, and, like, we're probably not even too far off from beating it. Oh, shit. So I was looking at the Bandit because apparently she sells some new stuff after Plantera's defeated. First off, I bought myself a Glove of Precision, which sounds really good. It decreases rogue attack speed by 15%, which kind of sucks, but it increases damage by 10% and crit by 15% and velocity again by 15%, which I think is probably good because, like, the rogue attack speed kind of matters, but like for me, I'm doing stealth strike, so I'm not going to be like spamming all my rogue weapons and stuff. So I don't really think attack speed really matters for me. But also, she sells a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Like first off, I didn't mean to buy it, but the Glove of Recklessness increases rogue attack speed by 50%, but decreases damage by 10% and crit by 5%, but 15% increased stealth regeneration. This also sounds pretty good. And I forgot that she just also sells weapons, like, for instance, Monkey Darts, another Balloons TD reference similar to, like, the mob that we have on here. This Stealth Strikes throw 3 bouncing darts at high speed, perfect for popping, and it is a consumable thing, so, like, I have to buy a bunch of them and then, like, throw them like this, but wow, actually, this might be, you know what, I was gonna say, this might be a really good weapon against the Leviathan. I'm not really too sure, but I'm thinking, dude, let's just buy, like, a whole hell of a lot of these things, and let's try some of these out. What the fuck is that? Who is that guy in the back? What the fuck? For a second, I thought that was Goku because, like, the hair kind of almost vaguely looks like Goku. That is not Goku, dude. Who is that guy? Anyway, gamers, as you guys can see, I did make myself a few platforms, and also I did put myself down some Oasis water fountains, which make the background area into the desert. I'm not sure if that counts as, like, the ocean biome, the desert, but, like, I did it anyway. Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, I don't even know if you need to fight. It just says you need to defeat the elusive stinger in the ocean to spawn in the Leviathan, but I don't actually know if you need to fight her in the ocean biome, so actually, I don't even know if I need to do that at all. However, I think I figured it out with the accessories, so I do want to put on both of these things, and the reason is, this one decreases my rogue attack speed, but then this one increases it by the same amount, so basically, those cancel each other out. This one increases my damage by 10, but this one decreases my damage by 10, so again, they cancel each other out. And then this one also decreases my crit by 5, but this one increases it by 15, sorry. So I basically get 10% extra crit and 15% velocity, and then I still have the 15% increased stealth regeneration from this one. So I think I want to have these both on at the same time, so they kind of cancel each other out, but also give me some decent benefits. And I'm thinking to do that, what I have to do is, unfortunately, I gotta take off my Silent Rosestone. So now I have those things on. And yeah, like I said earlier, I guess we're going to try out the Monkey Darts as our weapon, so hopefully this should work. I mean, they fire pretty fast, so I'm thinking it should be fine, like, accuracy-wise, to actually hit the Leviathan and, like, Anahita, whatever her name is. Alright, so here we go. Let's go ahead and test out all of these new weapons and accessories, and, I mean, hell, maybe we'll even beat her this time. Who knows? shit, dude, let's fucking go. Oh my god, that was awesome. Holy shit, we absolutely fucking locked in during that attempt. Oh my god. I really enjoyed that fight. I think it was so much fun. And I gotta say, MVP actually was the monkey darts. I'm kind of surprised, but in the second phase of that fight, actually fighting the Leviathan, like the splitting darts, this dart splits into 3 darts. I thought like a lot of those darts would miss and like it would end up not doing a lot of damage. Low-key, dude, the stealth strikes with this weapon did a crazy amount of damage. And then obviously I did have to switch back to the Spear of Destiny for like that final phase, the regular like Anahita phase, whatever. But even that was still pretty fun because her attacks got updated a little bit. They were a little bit harder to dodge. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I really easily did the first phase of that fight and then the last phase too, because the last phase is kind of just the same thing as the first phase. I feel like, if anything, maybe that phase was a little bit too easy, but like, dude, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouse again. I did say mouse on purpose that time. I mean, dude, yeah, you know what, fuck it, yeah, let's fuck it, dude, let's fight you again. Let's just see if we can do it. Maybe it was a fluke the first time, who knows? That doesn't count. A solar eclipse started happening. Now, Haikyuu, though, this isn't cope. I could do that fight again. I just don't want to because there's no point. I don't want to make the video any longer than it has to be. We already took down the Leviathan, dude. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and put down the Leviathan relic. That is really cool looking. You can see Anahita there. Then the Leviathan's like in the back, like kind of curled around her shoulders. Dude, that looks so sick. And the moment of truth. We got to see if obviously we got ourselves the actual drop that we're looking for. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Okay, we didn't. So it turns out we actually do have to fight the Leviathan again, which honestly, totally fine by me. Let's see what we did get. Did we get anything swag and cool? We got the Leviathan Ambergris, 20% increased dash velocity. That's pretty cool. Magic weapon, range weapon, melee weapon, and a mask. So yeah, it looks like absolutely fuck all from that boss. But honestly, dude, it is totally fine. And we do have to do that boss more regardless to get the other drop that we want to get. But gamers, either way, with that being done, that is going to be the end of this episode today. Hope you gamers enjoyed. Okay, fine. We'll fight her one more time. Hell yeah, baby. Okay, well, I was going to say 2 in a row. I guess, like, almost 1 in a row. You know what? 2 in a row. The last one I didn't even count. Let's see. Did we get what we're searching for? 3, 2, 1. Oh, god damn it, we didn't. Oh, shit, though. You know what? We did actually get a rogue weapon this time. So, hell yeah. What does this do? Rapidly throws a spread of venomous teeth that stick to enemies. This venom can stack when more teeth are stuck in an enemy, and stealth strikes cause 6 very fast teeth to be thrown, ignoring gravity and spawning water blasts on hit. Damn. I mean, that sounds good, but hell, maybe when I'm farming out the Leviathan some more off camera, I can test this weapon and see if it's any good. Maybe we can use this for our future attempts. But gamers, with that being said, that is, like I said, gonna be all for this episode today. If you guys enjoyed this episode, then why don't you go ahead and go leave a comment? And you know what? Speaking of comments, welcome to my wall of appreciation. This is where I come to give you the viewers some appreciation for liking and commenting and subscribing, but mainly commenting, which is why I suggest you leave a swag, epic, hilarious, funny comment, or a hate comment, a comment cursing the day I was ever put on this goddamn earth. And as long as you're a new commenter, I'll go ahead and put you on the wall, possibly, perchancebly. But today, the commenter I am adding to my wall of appreciation, actually, hold on, why is this stuff not working? Okay, there we go. I don't know why this stuff wasn't getting set off. But anyway, the commenter we are adding to our wall of appreciation today is going to be Greg V7R. The reason we are putting him on the wall is because he left a funny comment in my last video saying that rose was the reason for me to switch to summoner for real. And if you guys don't know, the rose he's talking about is this beautiful, busty rose. Okay, she went off screen. You know what? She's a little bit shy. She's a little bit shy. She went off screen. But we're obviously talking about Rose Stone over here, which summons our Brimstone waifu. And like, I'm not even going to lie, bro. When I was first playing through the Calamity Mod, I didn't switch to Summoner because of this, but like, I genuinely had on like these accessories, like all the waifu accessories on, I think until like Providence or something crazy, like way past their usefulness. So I thought it was really funny that like Greg shares a similar experience, you know, switching to Summoner after seeing the Rose Stone, because like, I mean, listen, like, you see one of these things that you can get these as a summons, and then there's like, what, 5 other ones of this similar nature that you can get? I mean, shit, that would have me doing more than switching to Summoner, bro. So I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the love. Again, if you want to be featured on the wall, all you got to do is leave a comment. And gamers, with that being said, that is going to be all for this episode today. It's like the 4th or 3rd time I've said this just in this episode alone. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you really liked it. Thanks for watching. I will see you gamers in the next video. Peace.